What is up, everybody? It's time for the UFC 270 Late Night Live. Looking forward to talking about each and every fight on this card, especially getting your guys' takes as well. You know, I want to find out, where do you guys lean? Who are you guys on? Of course, we'll have the polls for each and every fight. We'll go through them. We'll talk about some betting. We'll talk some MMA news. We'll get a lot of subjects in. Make sure to smash that like button. Let's get that algorithm pumping. For this late night live, if we want to go crazy with it, if I get 50 likes live, I'll pop a shoe if I have to. If you really want to see it. If you say, listen, I want to see the shoe, and we have 50 likes live, I'll do it for you. If not, I'll gladly pass on it. But you guys know I do what is necessary for the people to keep you guys entertained. But much love. Definitely interact with me in the live chat. As far as like relevant MMA news subjects, there isn't like too much craziness going on. But I guess Paddy Pimblett and Jared Gordon got booked, so that's a pretty big fight. And then obviously Khamzat Chimaev, it's in the works that he'll be going and fighting maybe in Brazil versus Gilbert Burns, but nothing set. Obviously this past weekend we saw Giga Chikadze get worked by Calvin Kattar. That was a fantastic performance by Calvin. Nothing too insane besides, you know, we have a week of sick fights coming up. And Carlos Felipe, I believe he was released by the UFC, unfortunately, and he failed drug testing, which is, that's disappointing, man. I like Felipe. He's an entertaining guy. Miguel Baeza, Diego Lima in the works. This is a big note. That's something worth touching on. I think that Baeza is going to end up knocking Diego Lima out. I still think he's a pretty good prospect. Overall, we got some good action to talk about. So we will start it off and get into a bit of the fight. So make sure to smash that like button if you're watching live. Much love. And let's start it off. First fight of the night. Down at the bottom. And of course, I will throw the polls up for you. Jack Della Maddalena. At first I was thinking his nickname or his name was Maddalena, but I think it's Maddalena. Jack Della Maddalena, fucking crazy rhyme tongue twister, takes on Mr. Rodriguez, who's a pretty hot prospect, coming in with some real knockout power. I like this fight. I'm very excited to see what happens between these two. Let me get the poll up. I believe the poll is up. Should be. You guys should be able to get your picks in and let me know what side you're on. I just finished it up and sent it. It should be there. Get your votes in for the first fight of the night. The people's polls are rarely wrong, though live for the Fight Companion, we will say there were a couple of misses. I do remember there was a couple, but that is the fight game. Let's talk first about Jack Della Maddalena versus Pete Rodriguez. I feel like Maddalena should win. He has a pretty cool boxing style. I like the way that he strikes. He's pretty tight with his hands. He likes to hold them a bit close to his face. He'll rip to the body. He'll rip to the head. He'll put good forward pressure. Very good footwork. Moves well for a mixed martial artist. Definitely has like that real boxing base. On the opposite side, Rodriguez, obviously he's only got 4 professional bouts, but there's some amateur competition you can see from him as well. He has a good amount of experience in fighting. Skilled kickboxer, does like to switch up his stances, and does have some speed. He's a quick guy. Known for the hooks, known for the quick knockouts. We'll quickly look through his record because I just want to show you guys, like, it's no joke, the finishing ability, but the guys he's fighting are not high level. Roberto Pixley, 5-1, 1-0, but look at the times, right? A minute 25 debut, 10-second sophomore appearance, a second fight, 41 seconds and 2:21. All wins by first round knockout, and he has not been half a round in. Jack Della Maddalena has experience, a real edge in experience. Granted, amateur background for Pete Rodriguez isn't bad. We'll jump back to it just for a second. He's got fights as an amateur, and we can't hate on that at all. He's gone longer as an amateur. One decision fight, he lost a decision. So going the distance, he's 0-1. Jack Della, he's going to be able to sit in there. Look at this, unanimous decision, KO. He's got experience going late. We'll pull up his record to get the times there. He'll get first round knockouts. He'll get second round knockouts, but he has experience at a higher level, has lost fights. He lost his first 2, bounced back like a savage since then. I think that Jack Della Maddalena will knock Pete Rodriguez out in the second round. I expect Rodriguez to come really hard early, and Jack Della needs to be prepared for a heart attack. A forward pressure style game. A guy that's going to come to scrap. Pete Rodriguez will make it a fight. But Della's too technical. Win, KO, TKO. I'm thinking round 2. The odds for this matchup Let's see if they're up on fight odds. Here we go. Minus 318, best value, plus 279. If you preview the props a bit, Della, Maddalena, minus 135 inside distance. There's no knockout prop just yet. We'll talk about it on this week's Best MMA Bets, which is dropping tomorrow, which I can't wait for. I'm going on the side of Maddalena win, and I do think he's going to go out there and be able to also get a finish. Yeah, make sure to spinning back kick that like button. Rodriguez has fought total bums, let's be real. He definitely hasn't fought anybody like super notable. You were impressed by Calvin's performance? Yeah, as was all of us, man. We were super impressed by him. Maddalena for the win by the people. So you guys are on the same side as I am. You're feeling like Maddalena gets it done. I think it's smart to have this take, and I do think he does go out there and get it done against a tough short notice replacement. Maddalena for the victory. We'll close out this first poll. You're in agreement with me, which I'm glad to see. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Get that algorithm pumping. And let's keep talking fights because we have a good amount to cover for this sweet UFC 270 card. The numbered card. Ilia Topuria, Charles Jourdain is now looking like it's the second fight on the prelim. I don't know if this is the official bout order because there's only 4 fights on the main card here. Tapology has no idea what the official bout order is. The last time I broke this one down, I think Topuria was maybe like right before the featured bout of the night. So who knows? We'll find out as we get closer what the exact order will be. Ilia Topuria and Charles Jourdain. Let me throw the poll up for the people real quick. Topuria. Let me get it here. How do you spell Topuria? Topuria versus Jourdain. Let's get the poll out to you guys. Get your votes in. I want your voices heard. I'm very curious where you guys lean on these fights. So, to talk about this one, Ilia Topuria and Charles Jourdain. Physical attributes, one thing to like, I guess, is a little more height for Charles Jourdain. I don't think that's really a huge factor. 11-0, Ilia Topuria. This guy is a real prospect on the rise. And you look at the wins. Ryan Hall, who was supposed to be, the jiu-jitsu mastermind you couldn't stop. Damon Jackson beating Yusuf Zalal. Dominant unanimous decision in his debut. Jourdain has been up and down. Win against Yul. Loss against Erosa. Win against Rojo. And then the Josh Kulabeo split draw. And then before that, he lost a split to Andre Fili. So, I mean, even though Charles Jourdain has faced losses, it's not bad defeats. He goes out and he does give a fight. He can scrap. His striking game is very good. He's explosive and he's hard to read. He's going to come with a lot of forward pressure. I love his style. I'm a fan of Charles Jourdain. He makes it a fight, and he's very entertaining. Also knocked out Doo Ho Choi some time back, which really jumped his stock way up. On the opposite side of him, he has Ilia Topuria, who is a master on the ground, very high-level grappling base, dangerous with his boxing, good forward pressure, mixes it up to the body and head extremely well. He's super explosive, and he hits really hard. He's a huge favorite here. And for good reason, Charles Jourdain stepping up on short notice to replace Evloev, who was supposed to be fighting Topuria in a real unbeaten prospect versus prospect style matchup, which I thought was kind of crazy. This makes more sense. I think Topuria runs over Jourdain. I think he gets a win. Leaning submission, but Topuria, I feel like, may want to make a real statement and knock Charles Jourdain out. Could he be caught doing that? Most definitely, but unlikely. I don't see him getting beaten. It could happen, but I don't see it. I see why the odds are as wide as they are. Topuria, I like by submission. We'll check out what the value of props are like because you're probably not money lining this one. Minus 499 is the best value for Topuria. Jourdain plus 426. There's really not a lot there you can do, unfortunately. So looking towards Topuria inside the distance, minus 180. We'll see when the sub prop drops and the knockout prop. I don't think it'll be that much better. Maybe the knockout prop will be like plus 175, but I feel like the sub might be minus 125, minus 120. It's expected to go inside distance, and they're expecting a Topuria beatdown. I have Topuria winning, but Charles Jourdain, there's always a fighter's chance. We've seen upsets. I just don't see it in this matchup. I really think he struggles. I like Topuria for the victory here in this one. And it seems like everybody's with me here. Let's see. 100% of the votes all on Topuria. I think Topuria will be too much for Charles, but Jourdain will put up a good fight. Yeah, he's a scrapper. So it'll be a war. It definitely might. Giga was too worried about Max and Volk. He got humbled. Yeah, he was definitely like mentally jumping ahead way too much. When you got to focus on the savage in front of you, man, I think he forgot how good Calvin Kattar is. I thought Calvin Kattar was good, but I thought Giga Chikadze was another level, so that was my bad there. Great performance by Calvin Kattar. This card, I think the picks are going to be pretty fuego. I'm looking forward to it, and I think Topuria is a strong, strong favorite. Like, he's an ultimate lock type pick, but you're not going to see him on this week's Best MMA Bets as a lock because the value is shit. It's not worth playing him at minus 500. Unless you're throwing 10K at it, then okay, maybe we're talking some real money. Let's keep on moving up the card. 3 fights in already. Vanessa Demopoulos and Silvana Gómez Juárez. I like this fight. I love this fight. Let's throw this up here. Let's get the poll ready. Make sure to smash that like button as well, guys. Show some love to your boy. Let's get that algorithm pumping. All right, all right. Juárez, Demopoulos. Real fight here in the women's strawweight division. Juárez debut was shit. It wasn't a good performance. Quickly beaten by Lupita Godinez. I guess it wasn't a huge surprise, right? Godinez, pretty strong girl. Juárez, 37, making her debut super late as a mixed martial artist. I don't love that. I don't think she has much of a chance against Demopoulos here. Demopoulos is a scrappy girl. She brings the pressure. I feel like she's going to be tricky to deal with for Gómez Juárez on the feet. Juárez will work some straights, and she'll be scrappy inside, and maybe this fight will be closer than it should be. But I think Vanessa Demopoulos goes out there and does her thing, getting herself a win, and I am expecting her to get that win probably by a submission or unanimous decision. I don't know why I'm leading this submission play here. Looking at the last one, JJ Aldrich beat her up, but that was at 125. This is her natural 115. I think Demopoulos is going to look much better. She's dropped some fights, man. Dropped a lot of fights. Like, prior to coming to the UFC, it's not like she was on this tear. She had a 1-fight win streak, and then, you know, she got signed in short notice against Aldrich. Juárez had 3 in a row going for her since a loss to Lipski and KSW where she went distance. Lipski hasn't turned out to be too great either inside of the UFC, especially at 125. I feel like Demopoulos for the win. Maybe submission, maybe decision, but I'm definitely leaning Demopoulos for the victory. Looking at the lines for this one, minus 137, plus 123. We've talked about this fight a lot. Nothing's changing for me here. I'm still on Demopoulos. Maybe Juárez makes it more competitive now, especially being able to fully train for this matchup, see it for as long as she has. Like, I don't know. I think that could be a factor, just knowing your opponent so well at this point. Demopoulos submission plus 655. Demopoulos KO TKO plus 800. I wouldn't play that. Demopoulos decision plus 170. Not loving it. Maybe you want to play it straight, but I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it for this one. But I'll pick Vanessa Demopoulos for the win here. And let's see where you guys are at. What is the lean for the people here? Right now, it's about 50-50 split between the two. So get your votes in. I'm very curious what you guys are on here. I feel like I just got to go with Demopoulos for the win. I don't see her losing this fight. I think she'll be too much for Gómez Juárez. And also, make sure to smash the likes, baby. Smash the likes. Show some love. And smash the like button. But it's a good UFC 270 card, man. It's good to have a pay-per-view event, man. I think we're in store for a pretty good night of fights. Looking at it here, 50-50. Even Stevens, and I'm not surprised. Like, I feel like it is a 50-50 fight. But Demopoulos will win it. I'm going youth. I'm going speed. I'm going Demopoulos. We got more fights to cover, though. We got to jump to some of the better matchups. I'd say that would be, I guess, one of the lesser matchups on the card. This next one gets it started hot, man. Raoni Barcelos and Victor Henry. We have talked about this fight several times. I feel like I've gone through this fight every week for the past fucking month. I've seen it all with this fight. Victor Henry is tough. But I don't think that he goes out there and beats Raoni Barcelos. It's just not going to happen. It's just not. So looking at the stylistic matchup, there's things to like for Henry. There's things to like. I mean, look at it. 21-5. He's got fights. He's got more fights than Barcelos. He's slick with the stand-up. He makes it a fight. He is okay on the floor, but I think that Barcelos would just be too much. Dangerous grappling, very pressure heavy style, dangerous Muay Thai striking skill set, nasty low kicks. Barcelos is good overall. He was really on the contender track. Unfortunate loss to Timur Valiev. I think he should bounce back with a dominant performance over Henry. I'll be honest with you, now that they've really gotten to know each other, I hope Barcelos can go out there and get the finish. I could also see Henry surviving going distance, which I don't think that necessarily will look good for the resume of Henry Barcelos. If he can be the first man to finish Victor Henry, I think that sells more. I think that's better for bigger fights. Realistically, I don't see Barcelos losing, but it's where is his future potential going? A close decision win or even a hard-fought decision win over Henry? I'm pumping the brakes on the hype train. He's nearly 35. If he dominates him, he beats him up, he finishes him within 2 rounds, the hype is there and it's real, and he's going to continue to be built. So we'll see. He's a huge favorite, almost as big as Ilia Topuria. Minus 427 best value, plus 373 for Victor Henry. I don't think Henry's a legit dog coming through here. I'd be shocked if that happened, but the fight game has shocked me in the past. I don't think so here, though. Barcelos win inside distance, plus 185. You got to think he's gunning for the finish here. Taking on a debuting guy, it's almost a disrespect at this point. They didn't book him against someone else when Victor Henry originally just stepped up on short notice. We'll see what they do. I got Barcelos. I'm going to pick inside distance, but I could also see this fight going long. We'll see how the game works here. And it's like Henry's never been finished, so it's going to be hard. But I could see Barcelos potentially choking him out. We'll find out on fight night. I'm very curious to see where the people's poll is at on this one, and I'm expecting it wide towards one side. Wow, some picks on Henry. That's interesting to me. Some of you guys are on Henry. Wow, more people on Henry. That's kind of nuts, man. There's definitely some hype on this kid. I guess we'll have to find out what he's all about. But I'm on Barcelos all the way. What is up, brother, man? What is up? Much love to everybody watching. Smash the like button. Make sure to, if you're tuning in and you haven't, do me a favor. Smash the like button. It really helps the channel out. It pumps that algorithm. So much love to you guys. And yeah, smash it. Smash the likes. Smash the likes. Like Hamza would say, smash it. Smash them. You know, Hamza made a YouTube channel. I was checking it out. He did like a workout, like not vlog, but like a workout montage / moments where he was on the camera just talking. It was pretty funny. So definitely check Hamza out on his YouTube channel. I'll give him a little plug. I mean, shit, he's got fucking decent amount of subs already. I don't know how much of a plug I'm giving him, but check him out if you guys haven't. It's just something to note. I'll end this poll here, and Barcelos is going to be leading the way as kind of expected. I don't think we thought anything else was going to happen. Barcelos leading the way. Let's see exactly what it sits at as we finalize it. About 62%, 61% for the win. Barcelos, that's my take. Let's keep on running up this card for UFC 270. Next fight of the night, Jasmine Jasudavicius versus Kay Hansen. I'm excited to see these girls go after it here. I cannot spell Jasudavicius for the life of me here, so I'm going to copy it. We're going to paste it because I can't do a poll spelling that shit out. I don't think it would happen. Versus Hansen. Let's go. Let's find out where the people lean on this fight. I'll be honest with you. The size of Jasmine concerns me. I don't think she's an easy fight for Kay Hansen. Hansen down a weight class at 115 is hell to deal with. But she's fighting a girl 10 years her senior who's 6-1. I feel like Jasmine Jasudavicius is a dog to play with here. I feel like she's going to be hell to deal with in the clinch. Striking-wise, Hansen's game is by being able to take her opponent down, and then she'll get her striking going. If she can't take her down, how's she going to get the win? I think Jasmine Jasudavicius goes out there. I think she makes it a hard fight. I think it's competitive between these two ladies. I think that Jasmine's strength surprises Kay Hansen. I think the size differential is real, and that's what leads Jasmine Jasudavicius to a win via decision, potentially by split decision. Looking at the lines for this one, Jasmine Jasudavicius plus 206 best value, Hansen minus 225. Let's see. Jasudavicius wins by a decision. I don't know if I want to play that. I'd rather just play her as a dog, but it is plus 325. I much prefer plus 206. Play her as an underdog. I think she's a dog that could really come through here. Hansen moving up in weight. She has a size disadvantage. I think that is a real factor. And I think Jasmine Jasudavicius is a difficult fight for her at 125 pounds for sure. This is not an easy matchup. Jasudavicius on the polls right now, slightly leaning out, 56%, 44%. It's not all that surprising. It really is. And I feel like Jasudavicius' striking game, I mean, it's okay. It's not, top tier 10 out of 10, but she's a tall fighter. And she will work a decent jab, which is a factor. And being strong in the clinch, I think, could stifle the game of Kay Hansen. And I feel like size difference is a big thing. Size can win fights. And I think that's why Jasmine Jasudavicius is a legit live underdog that is going to come through here. Jasudavicius for the win. I see her. Excuse me, I see her beating Kay Hansen here. I am going to close out the poll, and we're going to jump to the next fight on this card. But, of course, it slightly leans Jasudavicius right before I closed it. Let's see if that's finalized. Let's see if it still holds. Right now, 55% for Jasudavicius over Kay Hansen. The underdog is live in this fight, ladies and gentlemen. The underdog is live. The next one is Tony Gravely and Saimon Oliveira. Let's do it. I don't know why I copy and paste Gravely's name. Oliveira is the harder one to spell. I can spell both, man, but I don't got the patience to risk messing up the O-L-I-V. Tony Gravely versus Saimon Oliveira. Okay, so looking at this fight now, I feel like Saimon Oliveira will bring the heat. It's going to be a scrap. I think he's a tricky fighter to deal with. He's got a good Thai style, comes with pressure, was in a very entertaining fight on the Contender Series. He'll chop the low kicks nicely. He'll mix it up with hooks, sloppy takedowns, something to concern, especially fighting a wrestler. Tony Gravely can wrestle, man. He's going to have great timing on his takedowns. He's a powerhouse. He's very explosive. You look at the physical attribute side of things, 5'5" to 5'6", 69-inch reach to 67-inch reach, 69, 6.9, I don't know. I think it's 67. I don't know what that 0.9 measurement doesn't really make sense. I think Gravely has the power to hurt Oliveira, but Oliveira is game, and he's going to be able to go and make it a fight and go long. I think Tony Gravely for the win. I am leaning towards Tony Gravely win via decision here. Looking at the lines for this one, Gravely is about a minus 233 favorite to Saimon, plus 206 dog. I don't think Saimon is polished enough to be able to go out there and beat a guy like Tony Gravely, and I don't think he has the striking prowess to do so either. He's got that Thai style, which harder to flow combination sometimes. He's got nice kicks and decent hands, but I don't know. It's sometimes with that Thai style, there's too many openings straight down the line. You're a little bit too stiff. I feel like Gravely gets the win. Over 2.5 could be a casher, minus 135. Gravely wins by a decision, maybe. Plus 510. No, that's Oliveira, excuse me. Plus 140. Gravely decision. I think Oliveira will be game for the 3 rounds, though, for sure. And it will be a scrap. But Gravely gets it done in a hard-fought battle, which he will be tested in. It's going to be a test fighting Saimon Oliveira. Oliveira leading the polls, though, strongly. You guys really seem to be on the Oliveira train, man. You worry about Gravely's submission defense. I guess that's a factor, right? Oliveira does have a nice jiu-jitsu game. If Gravely gets overconfident with his wrestling, I will agree to that sentiment that it could be a problem. If he goes out there and goes too hard for takedowns and he's leaving his neck out, he's not being confident, he's not being cautious, he's being just overconfident, could catch it. You bet on Gravely before when he got knocked out. Well, maybe hold your bet if he lets you down sometimes. Oliveira, the favorite with the people. He is the people's pick, though I am on Tony Gravely, who is the favorite here. You guys like the dog. You guys are the real dog hunters. I like it. Love to see it. Guys, smash that like button if you're just tuning in and you haven't yet. Let's get that algorithm pumping and get those likes up in here. And let's jump to the next fight of the night as we creep our way towards the big fights. The next matchup, Matt Frevola and Genaro Valdéz. I'm very excited to see Valdéz not going absolutely insane with his style, because the Contender Series fight was just too chaotic, man. He wasn't able to really get his flow going at all. He was forced into a bit too much of a brawl there, which it was not, I'm not going to say, oh, it's unfortunate. I mean, it was a little bit unfortunate because he wasn't able to look as technically sound as maybe he has in the tool set, but we got to see that he's a scrapper. Matt Frevola, on the opposite side, I do think has a superior range of technical abilities. I think the timing on the takedowns is better. I think the way he cleans up his boxing is better. But he's got a chin issue. It's not a chin issue per se, but he's been knocked out a couple times quickly. And Genaro Valdéz hits hard. If he lands on the chin, he can knock you out. Frevola is a strong favorite, and I guess for good reason. I think that he has the better technical tools than Genaro Valdéz, but what he doesn't have is the same dog inside of him. I could see Valdéz being just that dog, being too much, making it a scrap. Frivola's doing good technically. He's starting to get pressure, starting to gas. He's cracking Genaro Valdéz with everything, and Genaro doesn't go down. And then Valdéz lands the one big shot. Frevola wobbles. I feel as though Genaro Valdéz could potentially be a valuable bet in inside the distance type play, though I am really leaning Frevola to win by a decision. Physical attributes very similar, 5'9", 5'10", 30-31, 71-inch reach for both these guys. High level experience leans Frevola without a doubt. Genaro Valdéz has not fought the UFC caliber of guys, whereas Frevola has been doing it for a while now. Earlier on in his career, he's getting started against, the highest level of competition possible. Looking at the lines here for this matchup, Genaro Valdéz is an underdog, about plus 163. Best value, minus 172. Frevola, it really depends where you go. You'll find it around there. I don't like those awkward numbers. For this fight, maybe you like Valdéz wins inside distance, plus 300 is the bet. Even if you see Frevola winning the fight, the underdog is the valuable spot. So betting way, I'm leaning Frevola Valdéz dog or pass. But I do expect Frevola to probably be a bit too much, potentially winning a decision. But I'm just not confident enough in the man's chin. He's been knocked out a couple of times. He's lost decisions. Genaro Valdéz went out and had a crazy fight in the Contender Series. If he's more contained, I do think he has, a better technical skill set than he's shown, at least at that point. That is my take really here. So we'll see what ends up happening between these two. The people are strong on Valdéz, and I guess they like that knockout play. I wouldn't play Frevola either, man. I wouldn't play the steamroller. I'm worried. I'm worried about the chin, man. He got knocked out in one shot. Even though Terrence McKinney hits really hard, he got hit once and he went to sleep. That's a concern. Have to be concerned there. The poll is very strong towards Valdéz, so the people are feeling him for the win. That's good to see. Appreciate you for smashing that like button, my friend. Thank you. Make sure everybody smashes that like button and show some love to the late night live. And as promised, 50 likes live. If you want to see it, if somebody in the chat says, yes, I want to see it, I'll grab the shoe. We'll chug a drink down. You guys know how it is. I like challenging myself if we get to 50. We'll see if we get there. I'd love to get there. Right now, we're not super close. But who knows? We still got a lot of time left. So smash that like button and show some love to your boy. And let's keep on running up this card for UFC 270. Let's get to the next fight. It is Michael Morales versus Trevin Giles. I love this fight. I cannot wait to see Michael Morales get his shot inside of the UFC. I really want to see what he brings to the table against a guy that can fight. Like, this is probably one of the harder UFC debuts you can get, especially 22. This is a kid versus a guy who's been fighting in the UFC for years now. I mean, how long has Giles been in the UFC? I'm going to bring up his record real quick. Make sure to put your votes in, too. I just popped the poll. He made his UFC debut 2017. It's about 5 years inside of the UFC. He wins, starts out 2-0, then he lost 2. He's been on a 3-fight win streak, and then he loses 1. So there's been a lot of time. And I mean, he beat Ryan Spann, Ike Villanueva. This guy has wins, Brendan Allen. Trevin Giles is a very difficult UFC debut. But at 22 years old, Michael Morales has compiled a 12-0 record, and he dominated a dangerous Nikolai Verteniakov, who was expected to win on the Contender Series, or at least expected to be closer than he was, because Morales dominated that fight. Morales is a dangerous striker. He's got a dangerous ground game. Rangy guy, 6 feet tall, but he brings a 79-inch reach. He's blessed with some great physical attributes. Trevin Giles has a cool style. I've always liked his stand-up game. He's loose. He's light on his feet. He's really explosive. He could definitely land dangerous punches and kicks when the time's needed. I mean, he's got knockouts in the past. On the ground, he's not super bad. I guess he's not bad either. I'm not going to say he's like a superstar on the ground, but he's decent with his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu too, and he can definitely defend takedowns well. He's explosive, athletic, and he's light on his feet, but the problem is he's dropping to 170, and he's dropping to 170 to fight a 22-year-old savage who I really think has a bright future in the sport. Giles is the dog, and I think for good reason. I think Michael Morales gives him a difficult fight. I'm worried about the gas tank. I feel like there's chance that Trevin Giles gets tired and finished late here. I like Michael Morales for the win. Really leaning decision, though, but I could see him surprising Giles and getting the finish, potentially by knockout or submission. Looking towards the odds, Giles plus 115, Morales minus 123. Let's see if there's like a best value prop. Morales inside distance plus 275. With Giles dropping a weight class, I don't think it's impossible that we see a finish inside distance. Morales wins a decision plus 215. I could see that too. I don't see Giles going out there and knocking this kid out. Inside the distance has some great value. Morales by decision isn't bad either, but Trevin Giles' weight cut is going to have a lot to do with everything. I want to see how these guys look on the scales. Giles' first time at 170, that chin could be glass. He got knocked out in his last fight. He could be getting knocked out again here against the dangerous 22-year-old Michael Morales. Giles is your top dog. Let's see how he looks on the scales. Yeah, you definitely better see how he looks on the scales before you throw down anything significant at him, man, because he could miss weight. He could look like complete shit. We'll find out. Morales, 67%. Giles, 33%. Let's end this out here. Makes sense to see the way the polls went. And guys, if you're just tuning in, smash the likes, show some love. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep running those likes up. And then let's get to the next fight of the night. It is Rodolfo Vieira and Wellington Turman. I guess, is this the main card? It says preliminary card, but ignore what Tapology has on screen. We'll find out the finalized bout order in the coming days. Vieira, Turman, Brazilian battle. This is warfare between the Brazilians here. You have great jiu-jitsu versus pretty good jiu-jitsu. Maybe a trickier game here for Turman. Stylistically, maybe a hard matchup for Rodolfo Vieira, who has gas before. Styles make fights, man. Styles make fights. Wellington Turman has a decent stand-up game. He's got nice pressure. Very good takedown defense. Do I see Vieira bullying Turman? I really don't. I don't see Vieira being able to just easily take this kid to the floor and beat him up. I think Turman's going to be there striking. He's going to put pressure on Vieira. I think Vieira will be frustrated he can't land the takedown. Turman a little bit crazy, a little bit chaotic, coming with that pressure. Comes in with some straight shots. Might land some nice ones of his own. Might potentially get caught by Vieira, but I feel like he will slowly drown Rodolfo Vieira. Vieira's had one, good performance. It was against Dustin Sulfas. Before that, he got finished. He got disappointingly beaten by Fluffy Hernandez, and now he fights Wellington Turman, who I think is just a difficult stylistic matchup. A guy that's not easy to put away by submission. Knockout, we've seen it. Vieira's not a knockout artist. This is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. Though his striking has improved, I don't think it's at the point where he's going out there and he's sleeping Turman. I don't think he's going to piece up combinations and rip him to the body and then come with a big overhand shot. I don't think that he rushes forward and just knocks him out. It's really what I'm saying is I don't think that Rodolfo Vieira has adapted his stand-up game to get the finish. He's going to have a hard time keeping Turman off of him. I don't see Vieira's grappling being able to really flow as well as he'd probably like it to here. I think Turman is in a spot where stylistically he is a hard matchup for Rodolfo Vieira. I'm going to pick the underdog, Wellington Turman, for the win. Looking at the lines here for Wellington Turman, plus 200, minus 214 Vieira. I like the plus 200 dog. Potentially could see him finishing off a tired Rodolfo Vieira. Turman inside distance plus 333. Wellington Turman is my pick, man. I think he goes out there and gets it done. I'm going for the underdog. Potentially could see a decision as well. Turman via decision, some agreement here. Why would they have an official bout order? They're only $1 billion company. I think it's because the Greg Hardy fight got canceled. I will give them some credit. It totally threw off the way they want to do the card. So we'll see. Vieira Gastang is complete stay away at this price. Yeah, I think he's going to get tired, especially with the stylistic matchup. Turman is not an easy stylistic matchup, guys. He's good on the floor. He's got 100% UFC takedown defense rate, and he has fought against wrestlers. I got to go Wellington Turman. Upset for the win over Rodolfo Vieira. I am very excited to see these two go after it. Let's jump to the next fight, which is fantastic. Smash that like button, guys. Show some love to your boy. Let's get the algorithm pumping. So if you're watching, and I know some of you are watching, and you haven't smashed the like button, it's easy. Just put your finger over it, touch the screen, give your boy a like, and show some love to the channel. Much appreciation to everybody. And let's get this fight poll made real quick. Actually, I got to end the last poll, which I unfortunately didn't do yet. We'll make the poll in just a moment. Vieira, of course, going to be the favorite with the poll here. Rodolfo is a dangerous jiu-jitsu fighter. I get why people are high on him, but let's pump the brakes. Let's give some love to Wellington Turman because Vieira is way overpriced, and I think that there might be some real cashing with Turman for the upset. Let me throw the poll out. Okay, poll is there for this fight. You know what? I gotta say, this is an interesting fight because Andre Fiallo can strike. He's a good stand-up fighter. He puts good patient pressure on his opponents. He's solid on the floor. He's got a lot of experience. Michel Pereira, obviously more experience, 26-11. This guy has a ton of fights. He's a chaotic striker. He's got that crazy style. He does things that most people just don't do in the cage. Can easily jump off the fence. He's like an Anthony Pettis 2.0 with his chaos level. He also has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Let's not forget about it. Win over Chaos Williams definitely jumps the hype in his favor a bit more at this point because Chaos is looking like a real monster. Fiallo, he has been knocked out in the past. We've seen him lose. I feel like here it's going to be an interesting striking battle between like the karate-esque style of Fiallo and the chaos of Pereira. Pereira's a huge favorite. But you can't sleep on Fiallo completely. I don't think Fiallo beats Michel Pereira, but I think it's closer than the lines definitely say would be because the odds are crazy. Sanford MMA product Fiallo is going to be able to give Pereira a tough fight. I like Pereira for the win, but I think Fiallo is a difficult underdog to deal with for Michel Pereira here. Looking at the odds for this fight between these two, it's minus 269, plus 241. I don't see Fiallo knocking him out, though he is on a 4-fight knockout streak for Fiallo KO plus 375. I feel like we're going distance here. I just have this feeling this fight goes distance, plus 145 for that. Kind of like a cancel each other out striking battle, and then Pereira just edges him out. Pereira submission plus 240. Pereira straight is not worth the money, minus 270. Fiallo, of course, he's got great upside, plus 241, but I could definitely see him losing the fight. I like the potential for entertainment here, but betting side, I really want to lean back and chill on this matchup. Unless maybe your dog are passing it. Maybe you like Fiallo. You see, and then he might knock Pereira out when Pereira is doing something crazy. I don't think that's super likely, but of course it could happen. I think Pereira wins, but I think Fiallo's in the fight and gives him a difficult test here. Win by decision for Pereira in this fight for me. The people are 100% on Pereira. Nobody's on Fiallo here. Can you imagine he goes out there and wins? Can't wait for this card. Lots of money to be made. Yeah, bro, I think this is going to be a fun card. I'm looking forward to it, man. For it, and hopefully we cash in beautifully too. Pereira, I'm closing out the poll. He is a 100% to 0. Nobody's on Fiallo. This guy was good. He wasn't good in Bellator. He was okay in Bellator. Can't sleep on Fiallo too much, but I guess maybe people are giving him the respect, but nobody's giving him enough respect to give him the pick. I totally get that. Let's keep on running up this card. If you guys are watching and you haven't yet, smash the like button. Supposed featured bout of the night, but who knows at this point, between Said Nurmagomedov and Cody Stamann. They're really giving Stamann a hard fight here. And Saeed, I feel like, is just blessed in this matchup stylistically. Let's just look at the numbers for a second. 5'8", it's 5'6", but look at the reach, 64.5 to 70. The striking range is going to be off the charts for the Dagestani Saeed Nurmagomedov. I'm a fan of Nurmagomedov's style. I love the way he strikes, somewhat like Zabit. He has his own flow though too. A lot of spinning attacks. Obviously, these Nurmagomedovs are not going to be easy guys to take to the floor. Any of these Dagestani fighters are going to be difficult to deal with on the mat. But I will say striking base is what you're going to get from Saeed. Even though he has the Nurmagomedov name, he's not going out there to grapple, hold you down, beat you up. He's going out there to knock your head off with crazy different attacks. He's very high level with his kickboxing. He's comfortable out of both stances. His kicking game was off the charts. You're going to see some crazy speed out of him. Cody Stamann, not a bad striker, can mix it up, fights well in close range, very good wrestling base, but he's just outmatched here. There's too many tools in the toolkit for Saeed Nurmagomedov, whereas Stamann, what's his best method to win? Takedown, control from the top. I don't see him submitting Saeed. I don't see him getting him down. And if he does get him down, I don't see him keeping him down. I don't see much on the feet for Stamann. I see Saeed Nurmagomedov walking through Cody Stamann. Dominant decision in this fight. Minus 180 Nurmagomedov, plus 165 for Stamann. Saeed, the quality favorite here. Nurmagomedov wins by decision, plus 120. It's expected to be Nurmagomedov KO, plus 400. For his career, the stock jump of getting a KO over Cody Stamann would be huge, but let's be honest, Cody Stamann's a dog, and he's not an easy guy to put away. I'm expecting 3 rounds of work, and I'm expecting a win for Saeed Nurmagomedov. But the people seem to be torn between this one. The votes are not crazy one way or the other. It's about 70% Nurmagomedov. That's closer than I would have anticipated. I'll be honest. I thought you guys would be more 90% Nurmagomedov. But there's some Stamann believers out there. Got to shout them out. Shout out to anybody who's picking Stamann. I got some respect for you. I don't think your boy wins. I think Nurmagomedov does. But respect for the pick and going against the fucking grain with that one. Nurmagomedov for the win, and I think he's also a great potential money line play. I like playing him at minus 200, minus 180. I will be throwing down Saeed Nurmagomedov. Let's get it. End this poll here, and then we'll jump to the next fight of the night on this 11th episode of the Late Night Live. Can you guys believe it's been 11? We've been going at this for a while, man. And I'm enjoying each and every one. So much love to you guys who continue to support. Smash that like button for anybody tuning in that hasn't. If you're watching and you're hesitating, it's easy. Smash that like button. Just touch the screen and show some love. And let's talk title fights. The co-main event is the trilogy between Deiveson Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno. I am very excited to see these two savages go after it here. Let's quickly throw this up. Moreno. Okay, so this fight here, Deiveson Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno. You look at the first one. Moreno comes on short notice and is still able to outpace Figueiredo and give him hell. Fights a draw. You look at the second one. Figueiredo gets dropped with a jab in the first round. He couldn't deal with the pressure of Moreno. There was a nice takedown landed by Figueiredo in the second. But then Moreno able to just keep wearing down Figueiredo. Too much chaos, too much pace, ends up getting the back, gets the choking. Figueiredo has the sniper, the real touch of death power. He hits you, you're going down. Doesn't matter who you are. Brandon Moreno is a volume style guy. And actually, I'll take that back. You know who's the guy that's going to eat the shots from Figueiredo? It's a Mexican fighter like Brandon Moreno, known for the chins. You look in all the history of boxing, Mexican fighters are known for the steel chin. This is the trap for Deiveson Figueiredo. He needs to rip the body here to slowly wear down Moreno, but Moreno's pace will be too high. He's not an easy guy to just rip the body on. Moreno is going to put a high pace. He's going to work the jab like he's been. I mean, the striking is getting better and better. His kickboxing is beautiful. Figueiredo training with Cejudo. Maybe this improves his wrestling a bit, but I don't see what Cejudo is going to teach him here to beat Brandon Moreno. It's a very different style matchup than fighting Cejudo. Moreno is a guy that fights at a high pace. He's very durable, and he's tricky with his jiu-jitsu, and he has that relentless will to win, man, the true Mexican spirit. I think in this fight, it goes similar to the second bout, but Moreno doesn't finish it as early. I think Figueiredo makes it more of a fight this time. I think he's more durable, makes it more competitive at times. I think that he lasts a bit longer, but I still see Moreno going out there and beating Figgy, defending the belt, and officially closing the chapter on these two's rivalry. Moreno win, and I'm liking 4th round submission for him. Looking at the lines here, Moreno is a slight favorite, -167 to +155. If you're interested in maybe propping some things up, Moreno to win via submission, +300. Well, let's say we went Moreno wins round 4, +1700. That's crazy. Maybe you sprinkled 4 and 5, but maybe even 3 and 4 I could see. I feel like Moreno gets it done in the later portion of this fight. Of course, Deiveson Figueiredo hits hard. He's going to have a knockout chance. The KO possibility is there, +465. Moreno, if he was able to submit Moreno, let's say hypothetically, it's +800 for Figueiredo submission. I think we're going over the 1.5. I think we're working towards rounds 3 and 4, and I really feel like the pace of Moreno will slowly wear down Figueiredo. Age difference, 34 to 28. That's a factor, especially at flyweight. The weight cut is going to hurt Figueiredo. He's missed weight in the past. I think he goes out there and struggles with Brandon Moreno. Moreno for the win, and I'm picking 4th round submission here in this spot. Let's see where the people are on this one here. Figueiredo slightly leading my poll here. Okay, that's interesting. I support him only because he's a T-Rex. I'm guessing you're talking about Stammen. Said slow down, bad late rounds when his opponent mixed grappling. -20 likely to use it to Stammen. You like Stammen by decision? Okay. Who will win the matchup between Magomed and Yeri? Shit, man, that's a hard fight. Right now, I'll say Yeri, but I could see Magomed. I see the second fight again, and Brandon murdered Figueiredo. Brandon is the better fighter. Taking Moreno again. Yeah, I like Moreno again as well. The people, though, they're on Figueiredo by a smidge. We'll see where it closes out. I'll end the poll now. And let's see the official closeout of it. We'll see where it's sitting at. I'm very curious to see what it's at right now. The finalized poll. 50-50. It's even Stevens for the people. That's what I like to see. Even Stevens, man. People on both sides of the argument. That is good. That is good. That's great for the sport, man. It shows real competitive fight here in their trilogy matchup. Let's jump to the main event. And if you guys are watching and you haven't smashed the like button, smash the hell out of that like button. Show your boy some love. And let's talk Francis Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane. The heavyweight fight of the century. Maybe the heavyweight fight of the millennium. The heavyweight fight of human history that's just on another level. This is the biggest mixed martial arts heavyweight bout that has ever happened. It is. I'm trying to think what else tops this in mixed martial arts. I don't think Stipe versus Ngannou tops this. I don't think Stipe versus Cormier tops this. This is the greatest talent we have ever seen in Ciryl Gane for the heavyweight division, technically speaking, versus the true touch of death, the ultimate powerhouse, a man with the craziest story, a guy willing to learn and get better, who's shown clear improvements. He's not just a one-trick pony, and Ngannou has evolved his game, though he has the one method to win, which is the power by knockout. It's not like he needs to just Derek Lewis you, right? I feel like Ngannou can set things up. He can close distance and then land the power shot. Sure, there's been times, we saw it against Jairzinho Rozenstruik, where he decided to just go ape mode and just swing arms, just swing, just pure chaos. And he ends up knocking out Jairzinho Rozenstruik. You look at Ciryl Gane and Rozenstruik, Gane slowly and methodically picked him apart over the course of 5 rounds. You look at common opponents between the two. Derek Lewis has a win over Ngannou in the shittiest fight of all time, but that was a different Ngannou. You saw what Gane was able to do to him in the last one prior to that. Jairzinho Rozenstruik, I guess, is a good one to look at. Quick knockout versus total dominant decision just shows the opposing styles between these two. Now, they have sparred together, and Fernand says that Gane got the better of him, and Ngannou says, I've dropped Gane. We don't care about what happened in the training room. I want to see what happens in the cage on fight night for the world title. Ciryl Gane needs to be nearly perfect for 5 rounds. Let's say he eats a big shot from Ngannou and takes it. That would be very good for his confidence, but even if he takes it, does that not slow him down? Does it not wear him down? If Ngannou touches you one time, it has a significant knock on just your bar of overall fight ability. You get cracked by Ngannou, you're definitely slowing a bit. You're definitely stunned a bit. Doesn't matter how good of a chin you have, doesn't matter how great you roll with the shot. If it lands, and it really lands, Ngannou does serious damage. Gane, not so much. Gane is a technical masterpiece. He's got an amazing style. His kickboxing is off the charts. You watch him fight Muay Thai, he's amazing. Uses that front kick so well, closes distance, has a smooth jab, is able to use range really well with his moving style. Expect a lot of running out of Gane to avoid the power of Ngannou. And I'm telling you, I think Ngannou at one point might just chase him. And somehow, some way, I think Ngannou eats shots while Gane's throwing, Ngannou's pressing, and one just big clobbering strike is going to be all that's needed. And for that reason, I will be picking and still Francis Ngannou. I love Ciryl Gane. He's my number 2 guy in the heavyweight division. I think Ngannou, the number 1. He's going to knock out Ciryl Gane, defend his title. And I do believe, though, Gane one day will hold the belt. If they fought again, I could see it going another way. But I think this time, right now, at this point of their careers, Francis Ngannou is knocking out Ciryl Gane. And I think it's in the first or second round. The touch of death comes through here. The real touch of death. And Ngannou the favorite with the people. The lines are leaning Ngannou. You love Ciryl's Muay Thai, but Francis might clip him. Yeah, man. I think he's going to clip him, bro. He's getting the belt back. We'll see, brother. Gane is too smart. He's faster. He's not dumb enough to brawl with Ngannou. I don't think he needs to brawl. I think that just Ngannou pressing and lands one big shot. It takes one punch. And Ngannou has the mobility to close distance a lot better than a Derek Lewis. Bon Gaman, awesome sauce is too much, partner, like speed. Gaman's amazing. Gaman is amazing. No one's saying he's not. Taking the dog. Yeah, I am on the dog here. You know what happened when I connect. I agree with you, bro. Exactly. What happens when Ngannou touches Gane's chin once? What happens when Gane touches Ngannou? I think Gane could hit it Ngannou 20 times, and then Ngannou lands one, and it's fight over. The lateral movement is real, though. Yeah, Gane is the best technical striker we have ever seen in the heavyweight division. I'm not arguing that. I'm not saying that he isn't. I am a huge believer in Ciryl Gane, but I think Francis Ngannou's power and his explosiveness, the way that he's able to land his shots, his physical frame is just so much that unless Gane is perfect, he's not going to get it. Now, if Gane can survive the first 3 rounds, he gets tired in Ngannou. Maybe Gane surprises us, works some trips from the clinch, gets on top of Ngannou. Ngannou's takedown defense looks better, but how much have we seen? We've only seen him fight Stipe Miocic. At the end of the day, Stipe is still considered the greatest heavyweight of all time. He's got a great technical skill set. But Ngannou, Gane is a different level. Gane would run through Stipe. I truly do believe that. I think Gane is special. Let's look towards the props a bit here. Odds plus 135 Francis Ngannou. Ciryl Gane minus 144. Looking at the props. Inside distance, just fight ends inside distance, minus 255. Gane wins inside distance, plus 173. And Ngannou wins by KO TKO, plus 168. Gane wins 4, plus 1,600. Gane wins 3, plus 1,000. And Ngannou wins in round 1, plus 425. And Ngannou round 2, plus 650. I do think Ngannou gets it done in round 2. I see Ngannou pulling this one off, guys. And I feel like he defends the throne and then he jumps to the boxing game. He thinks finds to sleep on Gane's power, could touch a move. Stipe stun him. Wouldn't be surprised if Gane counters him early if he's rushed. I could see Gane stunning Ngannou and then Ngannou landing the KO shot. Francis needs this to box. I agree, though, man. He needs this. Francis can't lose this fight. This is a must-win situation for Francis. He's literally perfect. Lewis at home, nada. Yeah, he did run through Derek Lewis in his hometown. You like Gane by decision? Okay. Listen, I appreciate your guys' takes. I love them. I take them into consideration. I can see the argument, but I'm going to touch. Ngannou lands. He knocks out Ciryl Gane. On paper, yes, Gane is perfect, but that's why we do the fights. And I think that's where Ngannou shines. He knocks out Ciryl Gane and still champion of the world. Guys, if you haven't and you're tuning in, smash the hell out of that like button. Show some love to your boy. We got a lot of content dropping this week. Tomorrow, we have this week's Best MMA Bets. If you haven't already seen the UFC Full Card Prediction Show, make sure to check that one out. Then we have the Moneyline podcast on Thursday with me and my boy Mike Finch. Friday, we have the Weigh-In Recap Show. Saturday, I'll be doing the Fight Companion, special edition Fight Companion. I will be doing it with a guest on. I guess I don't necessarily need to leave it as a surprise, but it'll be me and Mike doing the fights live. I talked to him. He said he'd be down. I wanted to do a special edition for you guys with the Fight Companion because it's a pay-per-view card. Instead of just me here for 5 hours, you'll get to see me and Mike go back and forth, talk the fights. It'll be a lot of fun. Mike has actually done like a lot of like legit commentary gigs, so it'll be cool to hear his style of commentary live. So it should be a lot of fun. We got a great week ahead of us. Much love to everybody tuning in, man. I really appreciate you guys supporting the late night live. We are moving, baby. Smash the likes. Let's keep that algorithm pumping. I know a lot of people will be watching this on replay as well, so much love if you didn't catch it live, but really try and catch us live. My plan now is doing the late night lives towards 9 o'clock rather than 10 o'clock. I just feel like better way to do it. A little bit earlier, especially for the people on the East Coast, and if you're on the West Coast, maybe you're catching it on your drive home from work or whatnot. How do I think the odds close? I could see odds staying about similar, maybe closing still with... You know what? I think that Ngannou, actually, the line comes closer for him. I think it becomes a smaller underdog as the week closes. A lot more of the casual fans that bet will probably be throwing down a little bit later in the week towards Francis Ngannou. You like Gane unanimous decision plus 415 with two big boys like that? I ain't betting decision, but we'll see. And yes, keep out. Fights are not won on paper. Much love to everybody supporting. I'm about to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the 11th episode of The Late Night Live. Cheers. And cheers to 100 more, baby. We got a lot of stuff coming. So keep it locked in. Subscribe if you're new. And turn those post notifications on. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, bro, this is the Prime Time Live. Much love. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace, guys.